it gives me immense pleasure to invite our seventh speaker, and that is Natalie Karras. Natalie is a specialist parent coach. She helps moms of newly diagnosed autistic children feeling helpless and hopeless emerge from the autism vortex with a newfound confidence and certainty. Today, Natalie is presenting on Breaking the Autism Vortex, how to navigate life after diagnosis. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Natalie to the stage.
Thank you. Are you a mum of a newly diagnosed autistic child? Did autism strip you of your identity? Did the thought of what your child was going to become, what they were going to do and have in their life, instantly fracture the moment that you received the diagnosis? A 2018 study by Autism Spectrum showed that autism has jumped by 40% to 1 in 70. That is an additional 350,000 people being diagnosed. And with that 40% increase, I am noticing that mums of newly diagnosed autistic children and the heavy load they are carrying, leaving them feeling helpless and hopeless. Who here is feeling stressed out and overwhelmed with deep-seated feelings of loss, fear, and trauma? Who here is dealing and navigating life with an endless stream of therapist and pediatrician appointments? Who here deals with regular meltdowns, judgments, and unsolicited advice from others about your autistic child? Who here has researched for hours on end in front of the computer, desperate for any kind of solution that may help? But worse still, who here is feeling helpless and hopeless, alone and isolated? I see you, I hear you, I feel you, but more importantly, I've got you. I know the feelings that you're feeling. I know that quiet desperation all too well. For most of the time, I felt completely and utterly unsupported. I didn't have any empathy, supportance, or guidance. But I say no more. I am taking my skills, my knowledge, and my 8 years of lived experience to create a 10-week program to help mums of newly diagnosed autistic children to go through, to break through the feelings of helplessness and hopelessness and emerge from the autism vortex. But in the interim, I ask you to sing, not that kind of sing. Sing is a 4-step strategy that I have created when I was in those deep, dark moments. So let's go through the steps. S, stop what you're doing. I, inhale. N, notice your thoughts. G, gain clarity around your thoughts. Are they true? But more than that, are they true only for you? A 2009 study completed by the University of Wisconsin looked at the stress levels between 2 groups. The first group were soldiers in combat. The second group were mums of adult and teenagers on the spectrum. The study found that the stress levels were exactly the same. Let that sink in for a second. So over here, you have soldiers in direct line of fire. And over here, you have mothers of adult and teenagers on the spectrum. And they are both dealing with the same stress levels. The study concluded that, yes, It was obvious that mums were dealing with an enormous amount of stress and pressure, and they were not receiving the guidance and support that they so desperately needed. This is evident by the many allied health professionals I go to see on a regular basis who tell me that it is not uncommon for mums to be in their rooms crying, overwhelmed, stressed out, freaked out, not knowing where to go next. Let me take you back to the day that we received the diagnosis. I remember sitting in the paediatrician's office, my mum, myself, my almost 2-year-old son, and my 6-week-old daughter. And I remember thinking to myself, am I going to walk through those doors and this is going to change my life? It was like someone was whispering to me, preparing me for the bombshell that was about to be dropped into my lap. So when we went, we walked through, the doctor did all of her respective tests, and she looked at me and with a matter-of-fact voice said to me, I'm sorry, your son has autism. And everything stopped. It was just like the movies. Everything went in slow motion. I was looking at the doctor. She was talking. I couldn't comprehend what she was saying. Everything was a complete blur. We left the doctor's office with paperwork in hand. And it wasn't until I got home that I fully grieved. I grieved for my son. I grieved for my son's future. And I grieved for our future, a future that was no more. I just don't want that for you. You do not need to walk this journey alone. This is why I have created my 10-week program to help and support mothers of newly diagnosed autistic children to break through feeling helpless and hopeless and emerge from the autism vortex with newfound confidence and clarity. It is so important that we recognize that this does not need to be alone. You do not need to walk this journey alone. If this is resonating with you, if this is something that is clear and is speaking to your heart, I urge you to book in a free 30-minute introduction call. You are seen. You do not need to walk this journey alone. We will walk this together. Thank you.